inspiring new dance forms and passions.
That sets the stage beautifully for the first wave takes hold, the early to mid-2000s. This is where the scene really started to formalize, expand, gain traction locally and internationally.
Things started getting more serious.
We've talked about Mika Haka's early impact, but he continued to be a significant figure, right? His influence didn't just stop in the 90s.
Oh, definitely not. Mika's visionary commitment to cultural development continued strongly into the early 2000s. We mentioned his creation of Aotearoa earlier.
Right, another youth initiative.
Exactly. Focused on youth empowerment through performance. It further solidified his role in nurturing young talent and providing those crucial platforms for artistic expression. He showed this enduring, consistent influence on the dance landscape, really laying groundwork for arts education outside traditional schools, especially for Māori and Pasifika youth.
And it sounds like around 2003, things really exploded for hip-hop in New Zealand. Aotearoa, who's a prominent figure, recalled it as a widespread craze.
Yes, she did.
What exactly was happening then that sparked such rapid growth and engagement?
Aotearoa vividly recalls how everything was more serious around 2003. That indicates a real shift from maybe more informal jams to a heightened competitive environment. Her own brother actually started a dance group specifically for a competition down in Wellington, and that quickly led to the formation of the original Zaya.
Zaya crew that became really influential, right?
Hugely influential, and that initial spark just rapidly multiplied. You had, as she put it, heaps of groups popping up all over the country. She described it as initiating a widespread craze.
So it signifies this rapid, enthusiastic expansion of the hip-hop dance community?
Absolutely. It was a pivotal moment where the scene truly began to solidify beyond just individual interest. It transformed into this collective, formalized movement with burgeoning competitive structures and a rapidly growing participant base. The energy was undeniable.
And within this burgeoning, increasingly competitive scene, certain crews started to really rise to prominence. They became national, even international benchmarks. Triple Eight Funk is a name that immediately comes to mind from the sources.
Yes, Triple Eight Funk. Definitely a powerhouse.
What was their journey like? How did they make their mark, especially on the international stage?
Triple Eight Funk became a really significant force during this period. They were known for their rigorous training, their discipline, and these really tight-knit bonds within the crew.
Intense atmosphere.
Very intense. Rena Che, who is a key member, describes her time with them exactly like that: intense, relentless training, but also strong friendships. It highlights the deep camaraderie and dedication formed within these top crews.
And did that dedication pay off?
It absolutely did. Their commitment to excellence took them to the international stage. They competed in the World Hip Hop Championships in Los Angeles in 2007.
The big one. How did they do?
They achieved a remarkable 5th place finish, which was, a monumental achievement for a New Zealand crew at that time.
5th in the world. That's huge.
It wasn't just a win, it was this powerful statement. It showcased NZ's rising talent on a global platform and truly paved the way for future New Zealand crews to believe in their own international potential. They broke ground, set a new standard.
And Triple Eight Funk wasn't the only crew making waves globally during this exciting period. Daya Dance Academy, who you mentioned earlier, also holds a very notable distinction, don't they, as pioneers on the world stage?
Yes, Zaya holds the distinct honor of being the first New Zealand crew to ever attend the World Hip Hop Championships in Las Vegas.
The first NZ crew ever. Wow.
The first. And their ambitious journey to the international stage was even supported by ID Does Originals, who provided sponsorship for their gear, which is a testament to the wider community starting to rally behind their talent and vision.
That community support is important.
Crucial. And a former member, Mao, vividly recalls the intense pride and unity among all the New Zealand teams at those championships, despite the competitive atmosphere.
A sense of Team New Zealand.
Exactly. This collective spirit, the sense of being Team New Zealand, was a hallmark of those early international ventures. It demonstrated a strong sense of national identity and mutual support on a global stage. That legacy definitely continues today.
So beyond the allure of the big international competitions like Worlds, what's happening back home on a regional level, Were there local platforms dedicated to nurturing this rapidly growing talent and fostering community?
Oh, absolutely. The scene recognized the need for local development. Events like Tear It Up Wellington 2006 became these really vital platforms.
What happened at events like that?
They featured early crews like Cap City, BIG, Virtue, and Sensence, the Step Kings B-Boy Showcase. It provided crucial performance and battle opportunities locally. It fostered healthy competition, skill development, and just that sense of shared community.
And it wasn't just about competition, was it?
No, not always. For example, the Body 06 Festival of Dance and Physical Theater down in Christchurch really emphasized broader community engagement.
How so?
Its festival director, Adam Hayward, proudly stated that their philosophy distinguished them from other festivals because they actively offered numerous workshops to encourage broad participation.
So more inclusive.
Yeah, fostering a truly inclusive and accessible environment for dance, moving beyond just competitive wins to more holistic artistic growth. This dedication to local development ensured that the roots of the scene remained strong even as those international aspirations were growing.
So we're seeing hip-hop evolve, spread, diversify across New Zealand.
Hmm.
And another style that really took hold during this period, quite dramatically, was crump.
Crump, yes, a very different energy.
What was the exact catalyst for its arrival and rapid adoption here?
The arrival of crump in New Zealand was heavily influenced by a specific cultural touchstone, that powerful 2005 documentary Rise.
We keep coming back to media influence.
It's undeniable. Chris Tiva, whose journey we discussed, described that pivotal moment when he saw it. I went to a screening of a movie called Rise at the Civic Theater. Ever since that movie, I just started doing it.
Just like that. Wow.
It powerfully illustrates the immediate visceral impact of seeing something like that, inspiring new dance forms, driving their adoption among a generation looking for new ways to express themselves.
And maybe we should quickly define crump for listeners who might not know it as well.
Good idea. So, crump, the sources define it as standing for kingdom, radically uplifted, mighty praise. It's a street dance style known for fast, explosive gestures, chest pops, stomps, big arm swings.
Very expressive.
Extremely.
Yeah.
Used to express raw emotions in a non-violent, often cathartic way. For many practitioners, it's deeply connected to a belief in a higher being.
And its origins are important too, right?
Very. Crump emerged as this tool of resistance and self-expression in South Los Angeles. Created by youth like Caesar Tie-Dyes Willis and Joe artist Big Mijo Ratty, who used it to escape daily challenges, express themselves, often in defiance of gang violence. That powerful origin story really resonated here in New Zealand.
That makes so much sense. That direct emotional connection to the source, seeing it on screen and feeling that immediate pull.
Exactly.
And with the rise of the internet during this period, especially platforms like YouTube, how did online platforms contribute to Crump's spread and growth in NZN?
The internet, and yeah, particularly YouTube, played a crucial and almost immediate role in disseminating Crump. It allowed its raw energy to spread far and wide beyond those initial movie screenings.
So people could watch and learn online.
Pretty much. The Ensign Mari 88 YouTube channel, which launched in 2009, actually serves as this amazing digital archive. It features incredibly early videos.
Like what?
You can find things like Crumping vs. Shuffling, Crumping vs. Tectonic, and just clips titled Crump in NZ, uploaded way back around 2009.
That's like a time capsule.
It really is. These videos provide a fascinating glimpse into Crump's nascent stages here, showing how quickly it was captured and shared within that emerging online dance community. YouTube basically democratized access to these new styles.
Allowing dancers even in isolated NZ to connect globally.
Precisely, fostering rapid exposure and peer-to-peer learning in a way that just wasn't possible before.
And beyond just sharing online, were there specific physical events or battles that showcased Crump's early integration into the wider New Zealand street dance scene, showing its acceptance alongside the more established styles?
Yeah, there's clear evidence of early enthusiastic Crump engagement through various physical events and battles.
And actual footage.
Yeah, footage exists from Crumping in Auckland Uniquad 2006. It shows early sessions, informal community gatherings where the style was practiced and shared.
And dedicated Crump groups forming.
Exactly. We also have videos from Westo Crumpers which highlight the growth of these dedicated Crump groups.
And battles. Crump versus other styles.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Competitions like the youth event Manukau City NZ, Crump vs. B-Boys Round 2 explicitly demonstrate how Crump was quickly integrated into the broader battle scene.
So not just crumpers battling crumpers.
No, it was Crump going head-to-head with established styles like b-boying,
Okay.
which indicates its growing popularity, its acceptance, and a real willingness for inter-style battles and exchange. That pushed the overall scene forward.
Okay, moving into the late 2000s and early 2010s, we clearly see a period of significant diversification and professionalization within New Zealand street dance.
Yeah, things started leveling up again.
New crews, dance companies began to emerge, further solidifying the scene, exploring new artistic avenues. Tell us about Hopscotch Dance Crew. They brought a new flavor, didn't they?
Hopscotch Dance Crew, yeah. Founded by Catherine Cotto Lockwalker and Joshua after they left 888 Funk in late 2007. This crew quickly became known not just for their technical skill, but for their deep emphasis on joy, unity, and a family dynamic that really set them apart from purely competitive groups.
A different focus.
Exactly. And what's particularly notable, really groundbreaking, is how their thematic works, like one called Kiwiana, showcased street dance as a powerful vehicle for cultural storytelling.
Using street dance to tell NZ stories.
Precisely. They moved beyond just individual moves to convey deeper narratives rooted in New Zealand identity.
That's fascinating.
And get this, Pauline Hiroti, who was a principal dancer in Kiwiana, she actually holds a PhD in dance studies from Auckland University.
Wow.
Yeah, and her research focused specifically on how community dance initiatives foster youth engagement. So it highlights the profound academic and social impact of groups like Hopscotch. It demonstrated how street dance could be this force for cultural expression and community development, not just entertainment.
That's a profound way to use dance, truly weaving it into the cultural fabric. And Justin High's career also took off during this time, uniquely connecting contemporary dance with his street dance background.
Justin High, yeah. He steadily rose in the NZ dance scene as a contemporary dancer, but he brought with him this strong foundation and understanding of street dance.
And 2010 was a big year for him.
An undeniable standout year. He won the coveted Best Emerging Choreographer Award at the Tempo Dance Festival, a huge recognition in the broader dance community.
Impressive.
And on top of that, he became the inaugural Manukau Pacific Dance Artist in Residence, which is now known more broadly as the Pacific Dance Artist in Residence. A really prestigious title recognizing his unique perspective.
What did he do with those platforms?
He used them powerfully to explore Pacific dance fusion in a contemporized context. He aspired to tell hope-filled stories in NZ dance theater.
Bringing his own heritage into his work.
Exactly. His work beautifully blended his Wallace and Futunan background with his artistic practice. He sought to fill this crucial gap in the contemporary dance scene for such authentic, culturally rich narratives, showcasing the versatility and depth that street dance practitioners could bring to other forms.
And then there was RIP Dance Crew, with a name that really embodied their core values: respect, integrity, pride.
Gently, yeah.
What was their foundation built upon, and what's their lasting legacy, especially through their alumni?
RIP Dance Crew, managed by the astute Bridget Carter Chan, truly lived up to its name: respect, integrity, pride. While the crew isn't together anymore in its original form, its legacy lives on powerfully, undeniably through its alumni.
How so? What have they gone on to do?
It's a testament to the strong foundation and values the crew instilled. The sources proudly note that current members of their lineage include a dancer who is a world hip-hop champion twice over with the Bradas.
Twice.
Another who is an Australasian tap champion, hip-hop bronze medalist at WSB and co-director of a studio, and yet another who's an Australasian hip-hop champion.
That's an incredible roster.
It really is. It demonstrates the profound and lasting impact of their rigorous training and the unwavering values instilled by the crew. Their influence extended far beyond their active years, directly shaping multiple dance champions across different disciplines. Their legacy isn't just in their own performances, but in the excellence they inspired.
That's a testament to strong leadership and principled training. And Virtue Dance Crew from Wellington also made a quick and significant splash on the international scene, didn't they? Despite being relatively new.
They certainly did. Virtue Dance Crew formed in 2005, and within a mere 6 months of forming.
6 months.
Yeah, just 6 months, they were already representing New Zealand at Battlegrounds, which was Australia's premier hip-hop dance competition at the time.
That's incredibly fast. How did they get selected?
It was no small feat. They were chosen from 75 teams that competed in the prelims, making it to the highly competitive top 24. They ultimately finished a very respectable 14th overall.
14th in Australasia after 6 months is pretty good.
Absolutely. And this early international exposure achieved so quickly, it immediately fueled their ambition. It inspired them to start fundraising for Battleground '06, basically before they even got back home.
Wow, that shows serious drive.
Intense drive and competitive spirit right from the beginning. They show that even relatively new crews from New Zealand could compete at a high international level.
So as these crews gained prominence and new styles like crump took hold, the battle scene itself was clearly expanding and diversifying beyond just breaking.
It had to.
What kind of innovative events were emerging to showcase this growing range of styles and skills?
Events like Rock the Top 1.0 served as an early and crucial showcase for that growing diversity.
Rock the top.
Yeah.